Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. So today I want to talk about energy clearing again. I just did a video last week talking about energy clearing, what it is, what it does for your space, and the difference between energy clearing and Feng Shui, which I'll touch on again today. But today I really kind of want to make it a show and tell. I brought some of my energy clearing tools, and I want to talk about some alternative tools that you can use when you're clearing the energy of the space. I have read a lot of books and taking a lot of lessons on energy clearing, and there are some teachers who believe that energy clearing is a very sacred ritual that is reserved only for those who are specifically trained and experienced in it. That is not my belief system. I really believe that to a degree, everybody can do energy clearing, that we all have that ability to connect with the energy of our space and get it to move and circulate. I do believe that there are different layers of expertise with it, and so it is something that I offer to my clients. So I'm going to talk about the tools and talk a little bit about the difference between what Feng Shui does and what energy clearing does. Um, and I'll talk about the difference between doing it yourself and having somebody else do it as well in this video. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kerri Miller. I'm a Feng Shui and energy clearing practitioner. I work with clients on their homes and their businesses to create an energy flow that is supportive, um, energizing, inspiring, and that nourishes them so that they are able to show up as their best self in life and in business and to get different outcomes from life and work because the energies are working with you and supporting you in creating that vision that you have for yourself and for your business. Um, I've been practicing for more than 20 years and I work with clients both on site and virtually. So even energy clearings, I have been doing as a remote option for several years now. I was very hesitant to offer that service remotely, but I did it, and I know that it works because of the feedback that I receive. And I actually feel like it's a very powerful process to do. Sometimes I feel like it works a little bit better remotely because there aren't as many energetic distractions as there are when you're in the space. Um, but that's here and now. So, yeah, I have a little show and tell. I am bringing some of the tools that I use, and I just want to talk about tools that you can use to get the energy moving. My energy clearing process is a few steps. And the first step sort of, I mean, I would say that the first step starts with assessing the space, assessing the kind of walking through and getting a feel for what's going on in the space and noticing where it feels heavier or thicker or just not as pleasing. That's a sign that the energy isn't moving very well in that space. I also use a lot of different tools to shake up and break up the energy. This is one of the tools that I use very often. It's a chime. And this is just like it's creating a different frequency in the space. I'm not sure if you can hear that through my headset or not. But what we are looking to do is take the energy that is stuck and heavy and shake it up, break it up, get it moving again to some degree. And there are a lot of different tools that you can use for that. Music, um, chimes, bells, clapping, drumming. Those are all great ways to shake up the energy. And each one of them will do it on a different level, a different frequency, a different vibration, right? Because there's a resonance that happens. But you can use one of these tools to just kind of shake up the energy, like get it moving again. It is a physics thing. Like when the bell rings, it moves and reverberates through the space and it changes the way the energy flows. And so that is a scientific physics thing that it really does make the energy move differently because of this tool, this sound that comes into the space. Once the energy is kind of shaken up a little bit and moving in a different way, I like to use smudging. Most often I use smudging, and that is the practice of taking a bundle of herbs. This is white sage, There are other herbs that you can use. There are some culturally specific herbs that you can use, which you could look at to see what is most resonant for you and for your practice. But this is something that you light the bundle and you move it through the space. This is an ancient practice. This goes back, thousands of years in many different cultures where they used burning herbs to purify the energy of the space and to help lift that energy that you've just woken up and help to carry it away, especially anything that's negative or heavy. This clears the energy of the space. I often go into places where the clients do not like the smell of the burning herbs, or they're in a space where there are other people and they don't want to disrupt other people. Um, the smell is definitely cleansing and purifying. Most people really enjoy it. Some people just can't take it, and that's totally fine. In that case, I use essential oils, and I will use a sage essential oil or a blend that might have rosemary or other essential oils in it to help to purify the space. So that's an alternative that's available if burning isn't an option. I was just in an office building the other day and I was doing an energy clearing. And obviously, in an office building, we did not want to set off the fire smoke detectors doing this process. I've never done that, in knock on wood, in any consultation, whether in a home or a business. I've never set them off. But there is smoke that's dispersed through that smudging process. And if that's not preferred, then using the essential oils is another option as well. So that's part two. Part two of, or actually part three. Part one is really, sort of assessing the energy. Part two is breaking up the energy. Part three is purifying the energy. And part four for me is sort of telling the energy, that the fresh energy that you have just made space for and that you're now calling into the space, telling it what you want it to do. So you're setting an intention for it. You're maybe doing some energetic blessings and sealing the energy into the space. There are some other tools that I use a lot for energy clearing. Sea salt is one. And this is just a great tool for absorbing heavy or negative energies. And so you can bring a bowl of sea salt into a room that feels particularly stuck or heavy, or maybe there's been somebody in the space who hasn't been feeling well. It's a great way to put the salt in the space, allow it to absorb the energies, and then remove the salt and the energies from the space. I also use, I use a lot of crystals. And so there are crystals, you know, there's millions of crystals. No, not millions. There's lots of crystals available. And they each have a different frequency and effects that they have on the space. So there are some ones that are really great for absorbing negative energies, for protecting the space. And so often when I'm working with clients who are open to the use of crystals, I will also bring that in as part of the clearing process. And those crystals can absorb negative energies, transmute negative energies, and change the frequency of the space so that it feels much better. Um, yeah, so those are, the basics of the tools that I use in my energy clearing practice. I spoke a lot on this the other day in the last video that I did about, what energy clearing is and what it does for the space. It's really the process of taking the energy as it is right now and shifting it to something that's more positive, that's moving more in a more beneficial way. It's really focused on removing any emotional or energetic residual energy from a space, whether that's stress or heaviness or illness, getting it out of the space, getting that frequency of having not felt well for a week, or that frequency of just being in an argument out of the space so that you're not swimming in that energy and unable to move forward from that situation. And a good energy clearing will refresh the atmosphere, the space that you're in, and it will make your home feel fresher. It feels more peaceful. it feels like easier to breathe in. And a lot of times it will sound better too, like it's more resonant because you've taken all this energy that's moving or not moving, and you've moved it in a way that becomes harmonized. That's what we're looking to do with energy clearing. Feng Shui is different. And it's Feng Shui is really looking at the structure that you're in, the space that you're in, and how energy is able to move and flow through that space. And there are things like your furniture placement or your architecture, or even all the stuff that you have in your house that are impacting how that energy flows. When we're looking at feng shui, we're looking at how is the energy getting to you, to your home, to your space? How is it moving through the space? Where does it get stuck or slow down? And where does it leak away? And we're looking to correct those places where it's not finding you, not getting to you, or places where it's leaking away from you, or places where it's getting stuck, so that the energy is consistently fresh and circulating and nourishing and beneficial. So you can do an energy clearing and it will feel good for a little while, but if the flow of your space isn't good, and if the feng shui is not working in a beneficial way, then it will not last very long because the energy is moving, but then it gets stuck in that same place over and over again. So it's important to really look at both of those things and make sure that not only is the energy clear and uplifted and fresh, but it can continuously move and flow in a beneficial way through the space so that it's consistently energizing you and energizing all the parts of the home or the business, um, and all the parts of your life. Um, there is a difference. I think, I sort of equate energy clearing to cleaning your house. I can clean my house. I don't love to clean my house, but I can do it. But there is a totally different level that happens when somebody comes in who is an expert at home cleaning. A house cleaner comes in, they clean it on a completely different level than I do. And I think that's the case with most people who are doing energy clearings in their spaces. You are creating a clearing at a specific level, at a specific frequency. And when you have somebody else do the clearing, or when you bring in an expert who's been doing it for years and years and years, you're going to get a different result. You're going to get a different outcome because they are assessing the space differently, bringing in different tools to use, understanding what's going on with the space on a different level. So I do believe that on a day-to-day basis, we can one-on-one, each of us on our own, clear the energy of our space and make it maintain the energy so it's good and uplifting. I think that there are situations that call for having it done on a professional basis. If there's been somebody sick in the home, if there's been a lot of trials and tribulations in the space, maybe there's been a lot of financial struggles, or or a lot of health issues, or a lot of relationship challenges. Maybe there's been business difficulties. Or if you're moving into a new space and you're moving in and you're moving into somebody else's energy, like those are all opportunities to really do a good baseline clearing. And also, in my opinion, you should also be looking at what's going on with the way the energy flows through the space, and making sure that continuously moving forward, that flow will support you and the energy will remain clear and harmonious for you. So if you feel like the energy of your space, whether it's your home or your business, is a little dull, maybe it's a little blah, it might be time to grab some of these tools and do an energy clearing of your own. And if you find that it doesn't last, or you find that it doesn't help, reach out. I would love to support you and look at either energy clearing on its own, or feng shui clearing and energy clearing together. My contact information is in the bio, and you can set up a chat with me, and we can talk about what's going on in your space and which is probably the right option for you at this time. That's all, everybody. I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do another topic, another energy clearing topic next week. I think I'm going to be talking more deeply about when to use energy clearings and how it can benefit you. That's all. Thanks, everybody. Take care.